You know, we've all done it, right? Judge someone a little too quickly. But what if those judgments are actually less about them and way more about us? Today, we're going to dive into a simple story about dirty laundry that, believe it or not, tells us a pretty deep truth about how we see the world. So, let's just start with this question, because it really gets to the heart of everything we're talking about today. It's a challenge, really, to think about our own judgments. When we're criticizing someone else, what are we actually saying about ourselves? Just keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this. All right, so picture this. A young couple, they're super excited, moving into their very first house. It's a whole new beginning, and with that new house comes a brand new view, not just of the world, but of their new neighbors too. So the very next morning, they're having breakfast, and the young woman glances out her kitchen window. She sees her neighbor doing something totally normal, just hanging laundry out to dry, an everyday chore. But what she sees is something else entirely.
And what's the first thing she thinks? It's not, "Oh, nice to meet the neighbors." Nope, it's a critique. She immediately hones in on what she sees as a flaw. That laundry just doesn't look clean enough to her.
And what about her husband? Well, he's just sitting there. He hears the whole thing, but doesn't say a word, just silent. And his silence, as you'll see, is a really important part of this whole thing. And get this, it wasn't just a one-time comment. This became her routine. Every single time the neighbor put out the wash, she'd have some kind of comment. It became a daily habit, this pattern of judgment. Okay, so a whole month of this goes by. A month of these little daily judgments. But then, one morning, the pattern breaks. Something's different. She glances out the window, same as always, but this time she's actually surprised. Because the laundry hanging on the line, it's sparkling clean. Perfect. The sight of it just stops her in her tracks. So of course she calls out to her husband, all excited, but listen to her conclusion. She automatically assumes the neighbor is the one who changed, that she finally figured out how to do laundry right. The explanation had to be somewhere out there, right? Okay, this is it. This is the big turning point in the whole story. After a month of just listening, her husband finally says something. And this one little sentence, it changes everything. He just looks at her and says, "I got up early this morning and I cleaned our windows." It was never about the neighbor. It was never about the laundry. The problem the whole time was the dirty window they were looking through.
And boom, just like that, the story isn't about laundry anymore, is it? It's all about perception. It's about how the smudges on our own window can completely change what we see when we look out at the world.
So let's really unpack that. What is this window we're talking about? Well, it's our own personal perspective, right? It's that unique lens made up of all our experiences, our moods, our baggage, and it colors literally everything we see. And the difference is it's night and day. When you're looking through a dirty window, your whole perspective is clouded. You're almost wired to look for flaws and stains in other people. But with a clean window, suddenly you have clarity. You can see things and people for who they actually are, not through a filter of your own stuff. So, what's all this dirt made of anyway? Well, it's all the stuff going on inside of us. Things like anger, jealousy, negativity, even just wanting something you don't have. It's a classic case of projection, really. If you're angry, you start seeing threats everywhere. If you're jealous, you'll find a way to tear down someone else's success. That's the dirt. All right, so let's bring this all home. The big lesson here is that every time we point a finger, we might just be showing everyone the smudges on our own glass. And it all comes down to this, really. This quote just nails it. Judging someone else doesn't actually define who they are. It defines who you are. Our judgments are like a mirror, reflecting our own insecurities, our own values, our own clarity, or our lack of it. So, I'll leave you with this one last thought. The next time you're about to judge the laundry in someone else's yard, maybe it's worth taking a second to look at your own window first. Just how clear is it?